What's good? I'm OG Guak 420 and this is Collective Disconnect. Today we're going to be doing part 2 of the display building series and building a NECA TMNT Cartoon shelf for my collection. Before we get started with that, I will be showing you guys all the figures once again really quickly, giving you some additional thoughts, putting them in their final position, and then putting them up on the shelf. Without further ado, let's get it cracking.
Holy crap! What is happening?
Alrighty, so starting things off, I will be doing the more bigger figures in the back of the display. So for this instance, this is the biggest figure I have. It's Krang and the android body. This is actually not even a figure. This is a statue from the PCS company, but he is really detailed. And I got him really cheap at GameStop, so I couldn't pass that price up. And he will be in the back of the display. Alright, so first up is Krang. And like I said, we are going to be going from tallest to shortest. So he will be all the way in the back, as so. Next up, we got the second biggest figure in the collection. It's my boy, the Colossal Chrome Dome. He looks pretty freaking sweet. I really love how the NECA Cartoon line does its cell shading, as you can see from its head and the rest of his body. The shadows on his chest look really cool. He is pretty big, and he does actually have really loose leg joints. I might put some super glue in there to make it more sturdy, but for now he is still a beast. This is probably one of my favorite figures from the Toon collection, and he will be in the back with Krang since he's so damn tall. Hopefully he does not fall. After Krang, we do have the Colossal Chrome Dome, and like I said before, his leg joints are really loose, so hopefully he does not fall while being displayed. Alright, looks pretty good. Following Chrome Dome, we got what is probably my favorite figure from the Cartoon collection so far. Just for the amount of accessories he comes with, and like the little Easter eggs from the TV show. It's the King of the Bayou, the King of the Swamp, this Cajun bastard right here, Leatherhead. He's pretty sweet. The amount of stuff he comes with is just chef's kiss. The articulated mouth is pretty cool. I guess he just opens that shit by himself. But yeah, this is probably my favorite cartoon figure from the NECA TMNT line so far. Next up is the Cajun himself, Leatherhead, and he will be on the bottom just because Ace Duck will be flying above him. We got my boy Ace Duck in all his glory, looking pretty cool. He's still throwing up that L. If you remember from the last video, he's throwing up the L for Hasbro and any inferior company compared to NECA, just because of the amount of accessories this guy came with. His sculpt, the paint work is just chef's kiss, man. And I was going from biggest to smallest on the characters, but I will be putting them on this flight stand right here to actually give him some more height, since he is a bird, and he will be kind of flying above the collection, so he will be the same size as the Colossal Chrome Dome and whatnot. And next up, we have an alligator's favorite thing to eat, ducks. This is Ace Duck to be exact. He's going to be flying over his natural nemesis, Leatherhead. Alrighty, next up we have the Terminator Ninja Turtle, aka the Mighty Metalhead. He is the last big figure in the collection, so he will be towards the back of the display. This guy is really cool. I mean, every single NECA figure so far is just super detailed. The paint is just spectacular for sure. The amount of accessories, it's just honestly pretty ridiculous, the amount of stuff they have. I mean, I don't even know if I'm gonna use half of the stuff they provided me with, but I still thank them and applaud them for giving us all this stuff for one great price. Next up, we have the Mighty Metalhead. I did keep as many accessories as possible for display, and I will be putting them in front of his fellow robots, Chrome Dome. Next up, we got the big bad himself, Shredder. And like I said on the previous video, this is actually not a NECA. I don't think it's the NECA cartoon figure. This is a collaboration with the Batman TMNT movie. He actually came with a Ra's al Ghul which I have in the Batman display right now. But he's gonna suffice for my NECA shelf from the time being. He does look pretty cool compared to the other NECA figures, and he scales pretty well. So he'll be in the center of the display. Now for Shredder, I do want to give him a little bit more height since he is on the smaller side. So I thought the Art of War by Sun Tzu, is that how you say it? Yeah. I thought that would be fitting to put Shredder. So here we go. Once again, this is not a NECA cartoon figure, but it shall do for now. And he's gonna be front and center and await his foot soldiers. Following Master Shredder, we have the big baby himself, Slash. There's not much to say about this guy. He looks pretty cool. Looks like he came right out of the TV show for sure. I can't wait to get an extra set of some cartoon turtles to actually pose with this guy. Him fighting them looks really cool. And this 2-pack, he came with Leatherhead, was probably my favorite 2-pack out of the entire collection so far. Next up, we got my boy Slash. I did throw his binky on there for another accessory, and he's gonna be going right in the corner of the display. Next up, we got the Mutagen Man. This guy's like a really fun character. You can actually open up his encasing and move his head, articulate the mouth. And I was not actually looking forward to this guy at all, and the 2-pack he came in, but he's definitely growing on me, and he's a really fun figure just to look at, mess around with, play with. And yeah, he's definitely a sleeper in the collection so far. After that, we do got my boy Eminem, aka Mutagen Man. And like I said, this figure really grew on me. He's super cool, so he will be on the right side of the display. Alrighty, on this one, we do have a 2-for-1. We got the Frog Bros, Genghis, and Rasputin. And I probably like Genghis out of the two. Just the accessories he came with are pretty sweet. And I will be getting the other two brothers for sure to complete the quadruplet, whatever it's called. But these are honestly pretty freaking cool. Like I said from the last video, he does have an actual functioning bow and individual arrows, which I think is like the coolest thing ever to include in any action figure. I did see on the new Marvel Legends Hawkeye and Kate Bishop, they didn't even come with individual arrows, so that's pretty hilarious. But yeah, I can't wait to get the other two Frog Bros for sure and add them to the collection. Next up, we do got the Frog Bros. We have Rasputin and Genghis, and they will each be behind the guys in the corner. So he'll be behind Slash, and he'll be behind Mutagen Man. Next up, we got like the coolest looking figure so far. It's the Mondo Gecko. And on the last video, I could not find that skateboard, but I finally found it in my box of fodder and extra accessories. He does look pretty cool. He's actually my first NECA cartoon purchase when he initially first came out. So he's basically the start of my NECA collection. He is one of the coolest looking figures so far. Top 5 for sure. And yeah, he will be front and center in the collection. Now usually I do put the figure that's in front last, but for this instance I want to make sure he's perfectly centered to Krang and Shredder. And also I want to see how much room I have to play with before I add the foot ninjas on the left and right of Shredder. And lastly, we do have the ultimate foot soldier. If you watch my last NECA TMNT unboxing video, you know this guy surprised me the most. Not really the figure itself, but the amount of stuff he came with was absolutely mind-boggling. I will be getting more foot soldiers for sure in the future, so I can give his accessories to them. But for right now, I think I will be putting him on a flight stand, leaping forward next to his Master Shredder, and he just fell. But yeah, last second entry, I actually just remembered I do own this 2-pack, and it came with an extra foot soldier. It's actually the Tommy foot soldier right there, as you can see. So I did say I needed some more foot soldiers, and here we go. I do have one. This is from the awesome collaboration with TMNT and Power Rangers. We got Raphael as a Red Ranger, of course. And I do have a couple more of these figures. I do have the Green Ranger as Shredder. And I think the Yellow Ranger as Mikey. And I think he came with the Pink Ranger as well. So I will be adding this extra foot soldier to the collection. So I'll have one foot soldier to the left and to the right of Shredder. Alrighty, so I did go ahead and pose these bad boys on their flight stands and kind of test fitted it to make sure they have enough clearance behind Shredder. I will be putting one on the right and one on the left. So let's see how it looks. Alright, so let me go ahead and try to center these bad boys while looking at the camera. I really love my displays to be as equivalent and equal as possible. Down the middle, equal on both sides. Alright, so let's see if this Shredder lines up perfectly in the middle between his foot soldiers. Boom. Voila. So really quickly, I will move a couple of them, nudge them to the left or right, just to make sure all of them are actually equal and equivalent to either side. And yeah, so alrighty, so there you have it, my entire NECA cartoon collection on display. And we'll go ahead and get a closer look really quick. Like I said, my biggest pet peeve in displaying my collection is having symmetry throughout the entire collection. So if you were to draw a line straight down the middle, you would see there's an even amount of figures on this side and on that side. I try to keep the height relatively the same as well, especially with the foot soldiers up there and A-Stuck and Chrome Dome. And these guys all were pretty much the same height. But yeah, I think it came out pretty nice. It's crazy that I had the exact amount of actual cartoon figures to display equally. And let me go ahead and give you guys a quick look at my other displays. Like I said, this display is still not done. I will be making a separate video for that. But as you can see, still equivalent from top to bottom. And down here we have my McFarlane collection. Like I said, same deal, equivalent from left to right. Same amount of figures on this side, same amount of figures on that side. It's kind of my OCD pet peeve for collecting, but it does make for really good displays. So there you guys have it. My entire NECA TMNT cartoon collection displayed. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.